All right, Dan. You have Hinge. You have Tinder. You have Bumble. You have Black People Meet. Which ones do you use? Which ones do you avoid, and why?
Okay, so very easy question for me because I only have one, and it's Hinge.
Hmm.
So I've given three of those four a try, uh, and they kicked me off the fourth. I don't know why, but the so I have a few bones to pick with Bumble and with Tinder, and I don't mean bones to pick with the people who made it or whatever. I just mean with the way the apps are constructed. So one of the things we've talked about at length is kind of the things that women are attracted to. Uh, and one of the things that women are attracted to is basically your ability to approach, right? Your ability to make sense of a given interaction. That's like the definition of game, really. And what what Tinder does that Hinge and Bumble don't do is it gives you unlimited swipes. At least to my knowledge, I think Bumble maybe gives you unlimited swipes.
I
Um,
don't think it does
it
anymore.
doesn't anymore. Tinder definitely does.
Okay.
But what it doesn't allow you to do is send messages with those swipes. So all you can do is swipe. If you pay extra money, you can send a message with your swipe.
Okay.
With Hinge, you don't have unlimited swipes. You can pay for the unlimited swipes, but crucially, you don't have to pay to send a message along. With Bumble, the woman has to reach out first, which utterly defeats the purpose of what you and I were talking about, and you can't message anything. I think the idea of Bumble was specifically that it was men are just throwing out these really stupid misogynistic pickup lines, and we're going to make it so that they can't do that anymore. But all you really did, I've been on Bumble. Now all that it did was make it so that instead of swiping on you, a girl just goes, "Hey," to
Yeah.
start the conversation. No girl is create. Well, I shouldn't say no. Very few women are creatively starting a conversation on Bumble. They're just going hi or hey, hey smiley face, whatever it is, and that's just her being like, I swiped right on you, and now you can use your pickup line. So for me, it never really made all that sense. I understand what they were trying to do. It's almost just like a barrier to entry. I guess you can check out the profile, and if you think he's going to be a creep, you just don't say hi.
Hmm.
But I like Hinge because it allows you to send those messages without having to pay for it, which is the essence of just general game. If you were going to meet somebody in real life, you wouldn't just go, "Hey, we're a match. You want to get a date?"
You've never tried that?
Nope.
Ah,
Yeah,
shit.
even me, even me. The and but you know what's funny though? I've been approached rarely, so don't jump to any conclusions here. But I have been approached by women in the past, and their game is literally, I thought you were cute. And I was just wondering if maybe you'd like to go out for like dinner or something like that. That it just goes to show that like most women don't have game. Like
Where did that happen?
like I don't know, like an Applebee's in Dorchester, Massachusetts.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think it also happened because I went to college in Gettysburg, and a girl approached me at a random bar in Gettysburg once, but it was like a central PA townie. So, like, needless to say, I said no to both of those.
Oh,
One of those times, I was actually in a relationship. The other one, I was just like, not interested. But the but that right there, like that game, it's so strange 'cause it's just like, did you just like come up to me and put me on like the spot to just give you a phone number or agree to do something with you just because you thought that I was attractive? It doesn't work. It just doesn't work. So you have to be able to make sense of the situation. So with Hinge, it gives you that opportunity to treat it like it's a, and we can actually probably do another video about this philosophy, the idea of like what is a dating app to me.
hmm.
Uh, but if you're going to make an approach in real life, you're not just going to walk up and go, "Hey," and you're definitely not going to go, "Hey," expect her to go, "Hey," and then go, "How's your weekend going?" No, like she's going to be like, "What are you, like a fucking creep? Like just get away from me."
Hmm.
Uh, it just doesn't work. A girl needs the conversation to make sense. You need the conversation to make sense, or she's just gonna she's going to go away. Whether it's making her laugh, whether it's talking about something you noticed about her, or whether it's
Mm.
just striking up a conversation about anything, just to draw in some level of interaction. The world is not a place of matchmaking. The world is a place of interaction. So start using the best app. At least this is in my opinion. Use the app that gives you the opportunity to make the best first impression and the most impactful first impression.
Okay, so you're strictly using Hinge right now, correct?
Yes.
Do you do the rose thing every Sunday?
Every Sunday.
Or I think that's when it resets,
I guess
right?
you get a new rose.
Yeah, and for those who aren't aware, every Sunday, I believe, you get this thing called a rose. Think of it like a super like. So you only get one unless you pay for more. And it gives you, and this is where the algorithm kicks in because it'll give you a list of like 10 girls.
Mhm.
And they're all like insanely attractive. Like when you go on regular Hinge, sure, there's attractive people, then there's not attractive people.
Yes.
For the rose, it's only like the most attractive people.
It's probably the ones who are getting the most likes.
Yeah,
right?
that's where the algorithm comes in. They're like, let's
Yes.
show you the top 0.1% and think you can get them.
Yeah. Well, and listen. First of all, you can. You definitely can.
I've gotten them before,
but you need to think about the girls you're reaching out to. Like some of the girls are just they're tens. It's like, why are you even on Hinge? Right? You could walk down the street and some guy will propose to you.
Yeah, it's like,
But-
why aren't you using your Instagram DMs?
Exactly, right? So and that's a whole other topic to begin with, but like if you go to a profile and the girl is just like smoking hot, it's like, okay, like maybe I throw the rose out here, like hoping she sees it, and I'll try to put like this perfect message. But if I'm going through those lists, because I do go through those, and I'll tell you why in a second. It's not just that these girls are gorgeous. I'll look for one with a profile that I can actually attack. So now, not only am I sending the rose, which promotes me to the top of her inbox, but now I'm going to the top of the inbox, and I'm probably the only guy who's being super creative. Like, so I bet a lot of guys use that rose, and they're like, the rose is enough, right? So I don't know if you've ever thought that, but
I mean, I try to attack the profile too, not just
Yes.
a blanket rose.
okay, yeah. So that's that's good, first
Yeah.
of all. But yeah, like I'll use the rose in that way. But the other reason why I actually sometimes have to use the rose is because because I'm not paying for the unlimited likes.
Hmm.
And the reason I do that is so that I can be very picky about the girls that I'm liking. Uh, you don't want to have unlimited likes and just be like on Hinge while you're watching TV going, right? You don't want to be a serial liker. I get that a lot of guys think that it's more of it's a numbers game, and a lot of guys are thinking the more opportunities I have, then the more likely a girl is to like me. But I have a much different philosophy, and I think that if you are more picky about the girls that you like, you'll be more inclined to actually put in effort to those girls instead of just waiting to see which one responds to you and being like, that's good enough, and getting in there. Because again, why are you on the app? Is it just to hook up with any girl that will talk to you? You know, just I've been in that mode in the past. When I'm just in a mode of trying to hook up with somebody, it doesn't like they can sniff that out. You know what I mean? When you're not being genuine, when you're trying to play a game, when you're possibly lying to them, it's a very, very dangerous game that you're playing. I would rather be genuine with each girl that I'm talking to. And the pickier you are, the more attractive all of your matches are going to be, the more likely you are to actually be genuine and put some effort into that. And on a given day where you actually run out of likes, use that rose for an actual special option that you really think that you can go get with a profile that you can attack appropriately. Yeah, that's the reason why I like Hinge. And again, I know that a lot of times you look at me and you say, "Well, of course you can be picky, Dan. You're 6'2", and look at this amazing haircut of yours," right? Like that's
It's also the conversation.
well, you mean the way that I have the conversations?
Yeah, what you say, what you think.
Well, and that's why we're giving this advice, right? I'm
but
trying to,
it's 6'2" and haircut plus all that. It's just like holy, oh my god.
but again, I've seen your profile. You've got plenty of handsome photos. Um, I know plenty of girls who have met you who find you handsome and charming. Uh, but the but what where you're improving is you're enhancing your ability to get to the point where you can actually show your true charm, right? And that's why I'm giving this advice. It's like we've already talked about this in all the other videos. It takes effort on the guy's end, but the effort is just to get to that first date. Yes, the prize at the end is she my girlfriend? Is she worth really pursuing? Is this the one? Like that's what you're looking for? Unless you aren't, in which case, I'd say you've got a tough road ahead of you because just getting a girl to hook up with you, even if she's just looking to hook up, she doesn't want to hook up with guys who just want to hook up. It's a paradox that just doesn't play
Mhm.
well. Um, so again, I'm trying to help guys have these conversations so that and kind of use this philosophy, right? Like we're talking about Hinge, like it's just meeting somebody in public. Um, get out of the mode of this being a matchmaking application. Start turning it into maybe just a virtual room, a virtual party where you're picking the girls that are the prettiest and being like, I want to go talk to her.
Mhm.
So think of it as an approach instead of just a swipe and then throwing a dart at the dartboard and hoping for the best. Um, that's why. And again, if you want to use the other apps because you're like, oh well, like maybe there will be girls on Bumble who aren't on Hinge or things like that, go for it. But I like my philosophy. One, because I'm not spending all day swiping. I'm being very very picky about the women that I actually interact with. Um, and I don't just have notifications bombarding from a bunch of different apps just because I feel like, oh, like maybe I'll get a date this week. Like, no, like if you're going to get a date, put in the effort to get a date with the person that you actually want to get a date with. So,
All right. Good advice.
yep.
Use Hinge only.